Mark Fry of Hampton, Mike Duman Collision, Sawyer Automotive of Suffolk, and Jamie Sample on the outside front row. Jamie from Hampton with the Moco Auto Group, Bayport Credit Union, Guaranteed Auto Service, Wilbert's Upholstery, Erica Chico's White Insurance, and Nana's Italian Restaurant, Colonial DJs, and the Hilton Tavern. Mark Fry, Jamie Sample front row, then Richie German and Mark Claire. And then the 17 and the 11, Brandon Henson and Tommy Sweeney, Andrew Condry, Rodney Boyd, the 36 and 9, the 2 and the 88, Michael Waters the 2, Thomas Marks 88, Rick Atkins the 34, and Kevin Morgan. We're ready to go, and the green flag is flying. Pepsi Grand Stocks at Langley Speedway. Second race of the night. They get underway between turns 1 and 2. Rodney Boyd drifts up high, caused the 88 to slow up a little bit. Thomas Marks, meanwhile, the battle for the lead. And it looks like Mark Fry is going to hang on to the lead side by side for the second spot. Jamie Sample, Richie German down low. German in the 10. 7 gets underneath. Mark Claire headed to the front. On the inside of Jamie Sample for that third spot. Then Brandon Henson, the 17 and the 11. Tommy Sweeney in the 11. 2 laps out of 20 for the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Mark Fry, Richie German, Mark Claire, Jamie Sample, Brandon Henson. 34 dropping back to the rear of the field, Rick Atkins. His car not up to speed. Kevin Morgan, Thomas Marks near the rear of the field. There goes Rodney Boyd to the inside, making his move, trying to get up there into the top 5. He currently races with the 11 of Tommy Sweeney. Tommy drops back, 36. Andrew Condry now challenges for that position. And Michael Waters from the 2, MSRP Machine. A lot of smoke coming from the back end of the 36 of Andrew Condry. Lap number 5 of 20 about to go up in lights, the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Top 5 pulling away just a little bit, about 7 to 8 car lengths ahead of Rodney Boyd, who's back in 6. Great battle for the third position between the 17 of Brandon Henson and the 7 of Mark Claire, who slips it sideways a little bit. Car steps out on him a little bit at the exit of the turn of 4. And again, between turns 1 and 2, looks like it might be pushing up the racetrack a little bit. Brandon Henson takes advantage of that in the 17, and he will motor past on the bottom if he can. Jamie Sample likely will follow through if he can. Mark Claire leans on the 17 a little bit with the front end of his left front end of the fender as his car got sideways again. Gets into the 17, spins him out between 1 and 2. Jamie Sample has to come to a stop. The 2, Michael Waters takes evasive action to the outside. 7 of Mark Claire got into the 17, turned him around. Jamie Sample right there had to put on the brakes pretty abruptly to avoid that wreck. First caution flag comes out of lap 7 for car 7, getting into the 17. Andrew Condry uses the cone to go to the outside. The 2 of Michael Waters is also going to give it a shot. Cone rule in effect for this race for the Grand Stocks. Going to get a little tricky up there. You got the 10 Richie German right on the back end of Mark Fry's 29. Brandon Henson was up there in the top 3 before he got collected by Mark Claire, who now moves up to 3rd on the inside. Rodney Boyd also trying to move up a little bit. He's on the back bumper of the 7. Pace truck is in. Green flag flies again, back underway. 36 did not get a good start. Andrew Condry falling back on the outside. Side-by-side battle between the 9 of Rodney Boyd and the 36 of Andrew Condry. Boyd takes over the 4th position. Up front, Mark Fry, Richie German, Mark Claire, the 9 of Rodney Boyd, and side-by-side. Still a little bit of smoke coming out of the back end of Andrew Condry's 36. Blue car on the outside of the 11 trying to make the pass. And Tommy Sweeney in the 11 is up to 5th. Michael Waters following through in the yellow and the blue, number 2. 88 Thomas Marks. Contact being made between the 2 and 36. Michael Waters had to get out of the gas a little bit. That allowed Thomas Marks to close up on his back bumper. And the 17, Brandon Henson, trying to work his way up. Lap number 10 is up in lights. That's halfway for this 20-lap race for the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Sideways out of 2, the 88 gets into the 17 as he got sideways. Brandon Henson not having any luck tonight at all. 88 Thomas Marks got loose out of 2 and ended up running into the side of the 17. So Brandon will have to do his homework again down on the inside. Makes the pass on Thomas Marks, who might have a flat tire. Looks like he might have a right or left rear flat tire. He's going to come into the pits in the 88. Still a ton of smoke coming out of the 36 of Andrew Condrey. Seven laps to go for Mark Fry. Andrew Condrey with smoke coming out of the back end, still a fast race car as he looked to the inside on the 11 of Tommy Sweeney to make the pass. Up 3, the top 3 cars pulling away. Mark Fry, Richie German, Mark Claire. This 4-wide battle right here, or at least a 4-way battle. Oh, and that's close. Tommy Sweeney, Andrew Condrey, Michael Waters, Jamie Sample down on the inside, making the move on Waters and making the pass. Moves up to 7th. Andrew Condrey making the pass. He'll move up to 5th. Cannot believe the amount of smoke coming out of the back end of that 36. He's sideways. They're saying it's tire smoke, but he's slowing up on the racetrack. Can barely hang on to that thing. Jamie Sample in the top 5 now in the 28. He gets that position back. Andrew Condrey, cars going away, smoking up a storm as the 11 of Tommy Sweeney goes by. Now the 2 of Michael Waters will make his way around the number 36 of Andrew Condrey. It is Mark Fry, Richie German, Mark Claire, Rodney Boyd, Jamie Sample, top 5. Biggest battle back here between the 2 and 36. Battle for the 7th position. A lot of damage on the front end of the 11 of Tommy Sweeney, but he's hanging tough up there in 6th position. White flag to the windshield of our leader, the 29 of Mark Fry. Richie German in 2nd, Mark Claire in 3rd spot in the 7. Rodney Boyd in 4th, and Jamie Sample top 5 in the 28. Last lap. Checkered flag, and it's displayed to Mark Fry, who wins at Langley Speedway. Mark Fry for Richie German, Mark Claire, Rodney Boyd, and Jamie Sample top 5. Then Tommy Sweeney, Michael Waters, Andrew Condrey, Brandon Henson, Kevin Morgan, Rick Atkins, and Thomas Marks. But Mark Fry is going to get the win here at Langley Speedway in car 29. Mike Duman Collision, Sawyer Automotive on his Chevrolet. He will take it to the Dale Lemons Victory Lane, our second race. The Pepsi Grand Stocks to be followed by the KeysVacations.com Super Trucks. You are ready to go on the outside of turn number 2 and will make their way across the racetrack in just a minute. Checkered flag goes to the Mike Duman Collision 29. And that was in between turns 1 and 2, our only caution flag during that event. There's your winner, Mark Fry, car 29.
Is our track chaplain, Reverend Tom Potter, with the cool, refreshing Aquafina water as Mark makes his way and slides into victory lane here at Langley Speedway. Here he is, Mark Fry, right there, everybody. There's that cool, refreshing Aquafina. Part of the Pepsi family here at Langley Speedway. Would you like an Aquafina water, sir? Reverend Potter, sell this man some Aquafina water right here. Mark's coming to join us here. Friends from AIM making their way down to victory lane as well. Mark, Okay, here was the deal. I was sitting there scratching my head. We had a little meeting because of the rain today. Drivers had the opportunity to elect whether you want one practice and qualify or two practices and you can start on points. Well, you were the points leader, but you wanted to qualify. Tell us about that.
I raised my hand both times. It didn't matter.
Qualified well, had her on a rail, and it's playing catch up to the 29 car. You haven't been in this situation. How's it feel to come out 2 races in the season and pick up both wins?
Yeah, we're just trying to stay on our toes and make sure they don't catch us.
Well, the 10, the 7 getting a lot of wheel there, and Rodney Boyd and the 9 coming back up in there. You got another race tonight. Do you make a lot of changes? It's going to be a little cooler probably later on for the evening.
We'll probably make a couple of very minor changes, but the car was handling really good, so I think we're going to pretty much leave it.
And you'll start it back out on the front row coming up in the second race tonight. 2 races for you. Congratulations on winning the first here tonight and winning 2 in 2014. I know a lot of people help you out.
Oh, yeah. Rick Hester, Debbie Hester, Mike Newman, Chevrolet Sawyer Automotive, Tony Spivey Racing Engines. I forgot him last week. I apologize, Tony. But, yeah, that's about it.
If you're looking for a career change, Aviation Institute of Maintenance, you want to get in there fixing planes? Well, these folks can help you out, and a great sponsor to have here tonight, and friends from AIM here to present you with trophy number 1. Can he possibly pick up 2 tonight? There's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up, Mark Fry, driver number 29. They'll be back to do it again a little later on for the second of twins here tonight.
Pepsi, the official soft drink here at Langley Speedway. They're about to turn them loose for the second time tonight. The Grand Stocks here at Langley Speedway. Langley Speedway concession stands wide open for you. Big Belly's Barbecue and Catering. Cheeseburgers, hamburgers, Italian sausage, the redneck fries, French fries, barbecue and cheese, barbecue and slaw. They got chicken tenders and baskets. Bojangles chicken. Also hot dogs, of course, fries. Budweiser, the official beer of Langley Speedway. And Pepsi, the official soft drink. As we get underway, green flag flies, and Mark Fry's going to lead them down. Mark Fry, Richie German, Mark Claire, Rodney Boyd, Jamie Sample mixing it up there in the top 5. Michael Waters falling back a little bit in the 2 car. Brandon Henson on his back bumper, the 17, and up front, side by side for second. Mark Claire on the bottom as a couple of cars wiggle 4 wide out of turn 4. They don't crash. But up front, they're about to. The 7 of Mark Claire down on the inside of Richie German in the 10. 28, Jamie Sample. Jamie now tucks underneath the 10 for that 3rd spot as Mark Fry pulls away from Mark Claire, the Betts Automotive, number 7. Side by side for the 3rd position, and smoke comes out of the back end on the 36 again of Andrew Condry, just like it did in the first race. Top 5 trying to pull away from the 11 of Tommy Sweeney, who is back there in the 6th position. Brandon Henson now trying to make the pass for that 6th spot on the 11. Tucks up on the inside, but pressure from the 36 of Andrew Condry didn't let him get a good bite at the exit of 2. Michael Waters trying to get to the number 1 of Kevin Morgan for that 9th position. 17, Brandon Henson trying to make the move on the 11 of Tommy Sweeney, who's getting a little wiggly here in between 3 and 4. Gets to the inside in the Keith's Body Shop, 17. And they will black flag the 36 to post his number and see what the problem is with the smoke coming out of the back end of that machine. He gets the black flag waved to him. They'll have to check it out. But a lot of smoke continues to billow from the back of the 36. 17 now, just outside the top 5 as they race again, door to door. There's the 10 down to the inside of Mark Claire. Contact! Richie German into the side of the 7 of Mark Claire, who maintains control. Claire up there in the 3rd spot. Richie German back to 4th, and the 9 of Rodney Boyd had his problems in the late model division, but looking good this year in the Grand Stocks, up in the top 5. Contact again, the 10 sideways, he spins on the front straightaway. Richie German in the 10 will bring out the caution flag as Andrew Condry comes in the 36 machine. After the smoke continues to come out of the back end of that ride, and the 10, Richie German will get it turned around. Richie of Newport News with looks like going to dial in a little wedge on the right side of the 10. Andrew Condry of Henrico comes down here to Langley to race in the Lewis Racing Synthetics South. Number 36, also Tyrex, LA Engineering, and Gene Nichols on his Chevrolet. And he is done for the day. 8 laps out of 20 completed. Cone rule in effect, and we only have one driver, it looks like, that chose to take it. As we have everybody else lining up nose to tail. Dave Terrell will take that pace truck in, and here we go. The car that chose to use the cone was the 11 of Tommy Sweeney. We're back underway. Tommy was back there in 7th. Little congestion here between 1 and 2. Bumping and banging. Rodney Boyd gets kicked to the outside. It's a drag race for the lead. As down on the inside, it's the 29 of Mark Fry and the 11 of Tommy Sweeney on the outside trying to take that lead away. They bump and bang out of turn 4. And again, between 1 and 2, they sling it sideways together. Here goes the 28 of Jamie Sample trying to get up into the mix and take the lead away. The 29 and 28 now battle for the lead. What a race. Always with the Grand Stocks. It's always exciting. Pepsi Grand Stocks always putting on a great show and great race. 29, Mark Fry holds off the challenge of the 28 of Jamie Sample, who's about a car length behind. Then the 11 of Tommy Sweeney used that cone rule to his advantage to get up there into the top 3. Then you got Mark Claire 7, the 17, Brandon Henson, all over the back end of the 7 for that 4th position. Rodney Boyd pushes the 7 sideways. He got loose and into the wall hard on the back straightaway. Slam by another machine. Hard impact. That was the 10 of Richie German that got into him. His car went airborne there for a minute, and the 17 sent backwards on the back straightaway. What impact on the back straightaway by the 10 of Richie German. Richie had just been involved in a wreck and spun around on the front straightaway. He had nowhere to go on the back straightaway. Got into the 17 after he had hit the wall, came back down on the racetrack, and hard impact. 11 laps completed. What a race that we've got going for the Grand Stocks. 9 laps to go. Looks like both drivers are okay. That's the good news. Brandon Henson, the 17. He was hit hard. He's not happy with somebody. He's pointing to the 7 of Mark Claire on the back straightaway. Not very happy. Brandon Henson had a great race going. He was up there in the top 5. Still checking on Richie over there in the 10. And he's climbing out of the car. He's okay, but a little sore. He'll shake it off. But good to see him walking around the race car. Who's going to use the cone, if anyone? Mark Fry, Jamie Sample, Tommy Sweeney. The 7, Mark Claire's going to give it a shot. Once again, both drivers are okay. Richie German and the 17 of Brandon Henson after that wreck. Just about set to turn them loose. Only one car chose to go to the outside. That was the 7 of Mark Claire. The officials warning Mark Claire that the 29 begins the race after the green flag flies, of course. Pace truck is in. Shane Snyder up in the flag stand, waving the green. We're underway. Mark Fry and Mark Claire get a good start. 11 laps into this 20-lap event, the second of 2 races. Claire takes the lead on the back straightaway, goes to the high side. Diving down underneath him, though, the 29 of Mark Fry. Door to door. Mark Fry is going to take the lead back. Contact made. The 28, down low, Jamie Sample. He races door to door with Claire for the second spot. Mark Claire gets back in line, third position. Tommy Sweeney in fourth in the 11. The 9. Oh, look at this. Claire high, swinging it between turns 3 and 4. Hangs on to it after a big dirt track display. The Betts Automotive number 7 loses quite a few positions. We got one car off the pace. Kevin Morgan in the 1. Mark Claire has lost at least 5 positions after that slip. Mark Fry leads Jamie Sample, Tommy Sweeney, Rodney Boyd, Michael Waters, Thomas Marks, then Mark Claire. "14 laps completed. The 11 of Tommy Sweeney being challenged by the 9 of Rodney Boyd. Pushing him now between turns 1 and 2. The 9 diving underneath. Rodney Boyd trying to take away that third spot from Tommy Sweeney in the 11. Sweeney on the outside, Boyd down low. Jamie Sample about 3 car lengths behind the leader, the 29 of Mark Fry. Door-to-door battle rages on for that third position. Contact made. The 11 spins. And the car is collected, it looks like, by Thomas Marks a little bit. Thomas with damage. His whole door ripped off on the right side of the 88 of Thomas Marks after he made contact with the 11 of Tommy Sweeney after he was involved in a little skirmish. The 11, Tommy Sweeney, gets turned back around. 16 laps completed. It's getting hot and heavy on the racetrack here. The 11, Tommy Sweeney, runs into the side of the 9 here on the cool down lap on the caution flag. They will put the cone out and give him one more lap, but he's back out. And there's the door, or at least the sheet metal side where the door would be on the 88 of Thomas Marks. Mark Fry stays on the inside, so does Jamie Sample, Rodney Boyd, Michael Waters, the 7 of Mark Claire. Well, you can see right in there to the side of the 88 Thomas Marks, but he's all fired up now. He's going to go to the high side. He's the only one that chose to use the cone. And he's going to be ready to do some racing here for these final 4 laps and challenge these guys up there in the top 5. Mark Fry and Jamie Sample, the 29 and 28, first and second on the bottom. Then the 9 of Rodney Boyd and the 2 of Michael Waters. The only driver on the outside is that number 88 of Thomas Marks. Green flag displayed. We're back underway. Another great start for Mark Fry, the Mike Duman machine. Jamie Sample dives underneath the 88, trying to take that second spot away. The 88, the only one to use the cone. Rodney Boyd now tries to take over the third position. He's got his black and yellow number 9 down low. Thomas Marks falls back to the 4th position, but he's still racing hot and heavy here for this third spot. And is self-caught on the outside between the 9 and the 2. There's the 7, Mark Claire. He wants a piece of the action too. Closes up on the 2. White flag about to be displayed. And Mark Fry looking for his second win of the night, third of the season. Last lap of the race. Mark Claire trying to get every little inch he can out of this racetrack, trying to get a top 5 finish. Thomas Marks slides up high on the racetrack in 5th. Here goes Mark Claire down on the bottom. Winner of the race is going to be Mark Fry. The action's behind him, though. And it is going to be Mark Fry who wins over Jamie Sample, Rodney Boyd, Michael Waters, and Thomas Marks top 5. Mark Claire, Tommy Sweeney, Rick Adkins, Kevin Morgan, Brandon Henson, Richie German, Andrew Condry, the way they end this race. What an exciting race it was, too. 20 laps completed from Pepsi and Langley Speedway. And taking it to the Dale Lemons Victory Lane for the 3rd time this year in 2014, it's going to be Mark Fry in 29. Stayed up front, stayed out of the ruckus. And there is Chuck Hall down in the Dale Lemons Victory Lane. Still one more race to go tonight. The Bojangles Enduros.
And Mark will join us here in just a moment as Rick grabs the checkers again. What is that? You're a statistician for the team. That's, I count up 3 wins. Here he is again, Mark Fry in the Pepsi Grand Stocks. Win number 3, 2014, in a cool, refreshing Aquafina water. Gosh, it's like deja vu. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've done this before. Boy, how about that one?
Yeah, it was getting a little close there. Cautions didn't help much.
Yeah, tell us about that. I mean, 20 laps. I mean, you got to get up on the wheel and go in 20 laps. And but, I mean, you're able to hold it out there. A lot of things happening behind you. The 28 was giving you a mirror full there, I'm sure. But what a great race. And 3 wins. What a great way to start the season.
Awesome way to start the season. We had a lot of work we did off season, and it's paid off. Thank goodness.
Now, I tell you, this thing's on a rail, and especially when you were able to get on the long runs, you got them down the straightaways. And there at the end, it was the tires, because by then you're 30 to close to 40 laps on these tires. Is that affecting it, the track getting cooler?
It seemed that the oil dry was affecting me a bit more going into 3, and it was setting the car a little bit loose. Just as long as we, tried to stay out of the oil dry as much as we could, the car was all right, but just a little loose.
Well, you know what? We got a 3rd trophy for you, and I know you got a lot of sponsors you want to thank as well.
Once again, Mike Newman Collision, Sawyer Automotive, and Tony Spivey Racing Engines.
The team statistician, Rick Hester, he just reminded that's 3 wins now, 3 for 3. So that's pretty impressive stuff.
Awesome.
He drives the 29, Mark Fry. Look, you're going to get 2 more of those feature winner stickers. And we've got our folks from AIM here to present you with a winning trophy.